Welcome to the Motley Croc Show. It is the 18th. My God, the 18th of September. Halloween's right around the corner, which is kind of what we want to talk a little bit about tonight. We got a lot of that coming up, but always behind the scenes, as we always have behind the scenes, the Manic Satan.
What's up, y'all?
And Britt investigates Brittany Barbieri. Brittany, I saw that I made a comment and got ripped for it on your page about where shows go to die. I was just joking for anybody out there that was looking at the page. I took it off.
Which
I didn't
page?
want anybody to get all serious about it. Oh, Brittany, I'm not going to say any names, but a long time ago, Jeff, when we were working with Discovery Channel, I said, "Oh man, we'll be working on this," and they said, "Well, if you end up on travel, that's where shows go to die." That was told by me by I'm not going to say the name, but somebody high up in Discovery. So I made a joke about it today when Brittany posted that they were doing a marathon or something of it on Travel Channel. I went, sorry, it's where show goes to die. It was a joke. I just said my coattails are a lot lighter today. Because they figure they can't get anywhere. People aren't swinging off of your coattails. So it's just like just a jab. But I took it down. I wasn't meaning it to hurt anybody's feelings, but I got a little bit.
I wasn't upset by it. I knew where it was coming from because we were told that.
Well, it's just me. Like it's just a joke. Like the whole thing where I said, if you were gonna be white knuckle rafting to Marissa's videos, you need to send $100 in.
Yes. Yeah.
That's who we are. That's what we do at the Motley Croc.
A
little bit off color.
It's all fun.
Don't understand exactly,
humor.
Jeff. It's all about just having a good time. People.
I think everything's funny, man. You know me.
Because it should be, and I think that there's slapstick humor, there's vulgar humor, there's inappropriate humor, there's all the way across the spectrum, right?
Yep.
And to me, we don't do enough of it on the internet or social media anymore.
No, we don't.
Are you guys hearing that grunting noise at the end of all Troy's sentences?
Is there a grunting noise?
On my end, it's coming and going.
What is it?
It's like when you finish. It didn't just happen right there, but when you finish the sentence, it would go.
I wonder if that's like. the.
There it goes.
Yeah.
Like the noise cancellation. Let me check the sound. Hold on. Let me check the sound. While we talk, I'll check the sound. Well, I can still talk.
Hi, Sage. Good to see you. You weren't here last week. Good to see you. Hope you're well.
All right. Do we still have it?
No.
Nope. It's gone now.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Sounds like little farts and grunts.
Farts and grunts.
To me,
is it gone now, though, for real?
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, I think what happens is it automatically puts on this noise cancellation I'm using Beats, by the way. So it didn't need to have the noise cancellation on because they already have noise cancellation. So for the sound, so I can hear you guys. So when you run it, I decided to run through the mic, run the Bluetooth through the mic inside. Noise cancellation automatically kicks on. I think that's what happens. It tries to muffle the sound and leave something. What's up, Sage, by the way?
Gone.
Yeah, it's gone now.
No more.
Awesome. It's kind of funny. We could have little grunts and pig sounds.
Right. I just got back from dinner, so that works for me.
That's awesome.
How was it, man? Where'd you go?
We went to this little burger place where Emily's new house is. So I went and picked up Ruby and went to this little kind of bar food place. It was freaking awesome though, man.
Yeah, usually those places are pretty good. You wouldn't think so. There's I don't know if you remember, Jeff. I want to say it's what is the name of that beer company over there? It's they got something swim. It's like a little brewery in Tampa. But they got
Copper.
That's it. Coppertail.
Yeah, that's right.
Coppertail Brewery. Yeah, and they got like a little food in there you would get at a bar. Like they got like fried foods, burgers, this really like something Reuben. And you would think, it's kind of like whatever everybody's for the beer, but that food turns out to be really good.
Yeah, it's brewery.
Maybe it's not as much mass produced, maybe.
Yeah, no doubt.
It just tastes better, and I guess they try to do a lot of local stuff, so maybe they buy from a lot of local markets.
That's a big thing around here. Is a lot of local food and local beef, local cheese. I mean, some damn good cheddar cheese up here. That's for shit sure.
Yeah, because you got people that go to Applebee's that think that's good steak.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, people think so, and I'm like, I think you guys are wrong.
I know. I tried to make a reservation at Burns for October 11th, and there was nothing.
Really? That crowded?
Yeah. Not even at 10 o'clock at night, man. That's when I usually do it. I usually go late because I'm a late night person, but that place is just off the hook good.
They probably have really good food, right? Is that what you're saying?
Worth every time, guaranteed.
There's a place we went to, it's in the Biloxi Casino. It's a steakhouse. I think it's a Ruth's Chris. Oh my God, dude. Those steaks, that was insane. Man, I
Yeah,
was really impressed. I had to go in there all proper and stuff
I made the
because they don't let you
reservation.
go in looking like me. You have to look nice when you go in.
Yeah, I like good steak, man. I eat good steak all day. Usually when I
You
go
know,
in somewhere like that, they assume I'm like a rock star or somebody on TV. Even if I'm dressed up, I'm all tattooed to the fucking on
yeah. They go,
my face.
whoa, whoa.
So they always give me like this great treatment, wondering like, who is this guy? So
What are you doing in here, sir?
exactly. So I just milk that
We
shit.
don't always get that. We didn't get that at Bush Wildlife. Just saying.
I'm like, I'll have a steak. I rock scream everything.
There is what I wanted to ask you guys. I know my neighbors went there and they talked about it. They were telling me about it. And I'm pulling it up right now because
Oh, Burns.
they were saying no, it's this.
Oh,
Hold
the
on,
one in
Jeff. It's
Biloxi,
a haunted place, but I want to make sure I say the right thing.
haunted steak. I've had some steak haunt
Would
me
that be
afterwards
awesome?
a couple times.
Haunted steak. Haunted steak would be amazing. It's called.
Just a
Come on, open
steak
up, you
floats around
little
your room.
I'm telling you.
Shiitake.
Hey, what's up, Matthew? Yeah.
Hey, Matt.
The Pemberton Haunted Acres. I guess it's moved to a new place over in Plant City on 70 acres. It's supposed to be off the chain. Like they
Oh,
moved
nice.
now.
Is it?
Oh,
It
no.
it's like food there, or they have like just
No, it's like a whole
work?
haunted, like a 70, like it's on 70 acres. It's got like 3 or 4 haunted houses, haunted zones you go through, and like they
Wait,
say
so
everybody stays in character. So it's like supposed to be like this really crazy thing for Halloween. What's up, Matthew? And I really want to just check that out. You know what I mean? Hey, Rachel, what's up, girl?
yeah.
And I've never been to that one, so I don't know. But everybody's like, "Oh, it's amazing!" And I was reading all the reviews on it, and they moved this year, so I don't know if it's something we definitely want to.
Is it still
Interesting.
haunted even though they moved? Did they bring the ghost with them?
I hope
Brittany?
so, but it's like they only put it up for Halloween, like HHN.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like a total dressed out horror house, clowns in the woods, and it's kind of just jump scare, adventure for everybody.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think
I
I'm
know
gonna
some
miss
of these places have the put the necklace on, you can be grabbed kind of
Yeah, we were
thing.
talking about that.
You can be grabbed at these, and if you get the necklace at
Oh,
Universal, they don't
They don't
jump
even
scare
talk to
you or
you.
go near you. They don't even talk to you. They completely ignore you because you want to go there and act like a pussy, right? I'm just
exactly. If you don't want to
so,
if you don't want to be
uh,
grabbed, just eat like a couple tins of beans and some corn chips. Every time somebody grabs you, just fart. They'll stop pretty quick.
it would pass around. They're like, "Hey, there's this guy walking around. He's all tattooed."
Exactly.
Honestly, if
usually
I
in
saw
biological
somebody with
warfare.
that, I would probably lose my job because I would still scare. Because
We're
just
doing
because
okay, Rachel.
you don't want to be scared doesn't mean the rest of your party doesn't want to be scared. So how am I supposed to navigate around you when
I
you're
got
with
an
your
idea.
party?
Send them in
saying.
first or in the very back. Send them in first.
Or just don't go.
Yeah. Or just don't go.
Yeah, there's something to do that.
I think people forget we have that option to just not do it, not listen to it, not watch it, not go to it. It's like, look at this, woo, see nothing.
Yeah, like
It's
I
just-
wouldn't
but
want to
it's
go
not
anywhere.
like
Like,
you-
why would you?
I don't know.
Go ahead, Brittany. What were you
No,
gonna
I was going to say, it's not like it used to be where back like about 15 years ago, we could touch you. Like we could touch your shoulder. There were parts of you that we were allowed to touch. There were areas in the park that if we worked the streets, we were allowed to go into, like bathrooms. I, as a
100%,
character,
Matt.
used to chase
For
people
real.
into bathrooms and wait outside of their stall as long as it was a woman's bathroom. Like that's what we could do at Halloween Horror Nights till people started getting out of control with it. So
Yeah.
I
I'd come
get that
out
we have
bare-ass naked if I knew
restrictions.
somebody was out there waiting for me, just like
I'm just saying it's not that scary now. You can easily get away, and the chainsaws don't actually have blades. Like I'm sorry, the mentality of being like, I want to go and just look at all the cool things and go during the day before it starts. You can see all the props, you can see all the cool stuff, you can even see the parades and see all the cool things that are happening. You don't have to waste your money and spend the extra $140 to go to Horror Nights. Like, don't ruin it for
That's
everybody.
a lot too.
Like,
That is a
I'm
pretty good amount
sorry.
to do that with.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you have to spend an extra $200 or $300 for the "Don't Scare Me" necklace. It's expensive.
Really?
It's not cheap. Yeah, it's like
No,
it's like
I thought it was like $20.
no. It's
so
like
if you just don't go.
it's like
You're
an extra.
kidding me.
It's like buying another like express pass, but it's the
Yeah.
like don't bother me, and then you turn it on and turn it off. It's expensive. It's not cheap.
I thought it was like $20-something. I thought they said it was like
No.
$20. Are you sure?
I'm sure because this guy actually did a whole thing, and
Man.
when I was at Universal, it's expensive. Like the prices.
I
are
woke up this
expensive.
morning to somebody dying at Epic already. A 31-year-old kid died.
I know that's terrible.
At
But
where?
I don't think it had anything to. I know, right? Isn't that crazy, Rachel? I didn't think that it was anything to do with the ride, though, per se. I think what happened was
No,
he
it was
probably had
him.
something wrong with him because he was unresponsive when they got off. Like maybe he died of a panic attack or something like that. I don't know.
I think it was an underlying health issue. I mean, they tell you if you have neck, back, heart
Yeah,
problems,
but if
like,
you
and
don't
some of
know,
these
you know,
kids
you don't
don't
know.
know.
So can you
Exactly.
imagine,
It
Brittany? You're
costs
like,
$20.
woo, you're like going to town like this, you're like, woo,
It's the deathly
and you
afraid.
just go like that though. I mean, that's not that bad. I can think of
I
worse
know.
ways to pass away.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
He was
scary.
31 years old riding a Mario Brother thing. He probably was having the time of his life.
We should just sell bootlegs
Mm.
outside, and people get the shit
Like
scared out of them when it doesn't light up.
exactly,
Exactly.
exactly. Like I'm saying, Jeff, the guy that died on the roller coaster, right? Like
Yeah,
it's
agreed,
terrible
Matt.
somebody lost their life, but God, at least
Hi, Tara.
How did
hey
he die?
Tara, what's going on? You lose your life on a roller coaster, man.
He
Oh,
came back into the the
Unresponsive.
exit unresponsive.
Right. So
Oh, okay. So he probably jarred something in his brain. It was probably some kind of medical condition that he already had, like a
and you didn't know. Yeah.
aneurysm that popped,
Because
or
they emphasize it, Jeff, did customer or guest did not fall out of coaster.
yeah.
Oh yeah, they were very.
Because you already had social media, like,
Maybe he just got scared.
pushing shit out there. Someone dies, roller coaster accident. It's like, no, he just died.
Yeah,
Probably a
that
heart
does
problem.
happen. I've seen it happen, but in my
Sure.
lifetime a few times, but not so much on roller coasters, but more on things like the whip or whatever, the one that spins around and you
Yeah.
do that.
You stick
People
to
get
the wall.
Yeah. That when I was a kid at this place, Riverside
Yeah.
Park, which is now Six Flags, Massachusetts,
Yuck.
that thing flew off the axle and killed like 8 people or something like that. The what do they used to call the rotor? That was what they used to call it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look
That
this
sounds
up.
like horrible to me.
I was
Yeah.
But
working.
it's the first time I've seen someone actually say they passed away on like a theme park property, because normally they don't do that. Normally it's like, oh, he died afterwards, but
Yeah.
they said died
They
at
pull
the
him off the
park.
property. He's not on here.
That's Disney.
That is definitely Disney. They when I worked at Universal and I was working at Islands Venture, we had a lady who was riding the Hulk with her family, and she passed away. She
So
became
true, Matt. That's what
she
totally
became
right.
unresponsive at the scene, which we all knew, but she had a heart condition. She actually had a heart attack midway through.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
My screaming
like 20 years ago.
on the roller coaster. I'm a screamer and hand holder. That's how I get through those tough roller coasters, man. It makes it more fun for me. Be like,
Yeah, but I don't do them at all because I would die, Jeff. I'd be like that guy when I got back to him, like, man, died today. But I will tell you a cool story about dying at a dinner theater. Not Brittany's story. Brittany did something terrible to somebody and they didn't make it. But at the end of the day,
I had
I was working back,
nothing
and
to
this was in the
do.
90s.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm going to go to Medieval Times next Sunday. I'm going to Medieval Times. I haven't been there in 30 years.
My
I know.
God.
I haven't been there in
You're
30
gonna
years.
be a guest night?
Yeah, I'm going to be a guest. I used to work there, right? So for those of you that don't know, I used to work there. But with that being said, like, every night was a blast. We're like, oh, how do you do that? You go in, you train a couple hours, you do some shows, you train your horses. I did a lot of that work, because a lot of people don't realize that, a lot of my career started in horse work, between being a farrier and training horses and
Okay, so
breaking
being a
horses and
fairy,
running horses. I mean, horses are my thing. Like, I can work a horse. Now, um, it's funny to me because we had this baby Andalusian, and baby I mean like he was 4.5 years old, big Andalusian, but he was still a stallion, and he didn't like anybody going behind him. And my buddy across, Mark, was riding him, and he was riding the main horse, and the squire came out. They come out on their after they do the procession, and they walk along their night. They go and they take their position. So my squire was standing next to me, with his flag, and everybody's talking, and the guy's down. So if you can imagine, at this point, I'm the yellow knight. I'm looking across, and the guy's down at the green knight. He's like, "Oh, my lords, my ladies, whatever." And you hear this fucking, oh, bam, like this huge sound, like it sounded like a shotgun went off. Well, this idiot squire, that the blue knight had, walked behind the horse, and he double barrel kicked him in the head through the fucking dinner theater wall. He died before we got him through the curtain, bro.
Yeah, I
They
bet.
shut the lights out on the arena. That's the first time. Second time we had somebody dies, we were in the middle of a fight, and I was fighting Jay. He was awesome. Big Hawaiian dude. Come on, Troy. He's yelling at me. We're going to swing. He's getting ready to swing this big axe at me. The lights go out because a guy has a heart attack in that section. So instead of stopping the show, they turn the lights out at that side. And we're in half of the arena swinging weapons at each other. So they have the people going real quick and carry him out and then restart, so they didn't affect everybody's dinner. But he had a heart attack up there.
Damn.
They said he died, but I don't know. I didn't know if he did, but the squire didn't make it. It was weird. His hands were like this. He was all messed up, man. Like, he was. His
Oh,
head was
yeah,
just
I've seen
crunched.
that.
It must have collapsed his eye socket. I remember his teeth were like folded, like this bridge of his teeth was folded on the inside. I'm
Say
like, oh
massive brain
my
trauma right away.
god,
You
dude!
probably didn't feel
But I
much
remember his
after that
hands.
first little kick.
His hands were like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
remember he was like this. I'm like, he's fucking done, bro. He's
brain
done.
shutting down.
Oh, bro. And I'm like, God, this guy's, he just thought he knew everything, bro. And they're like, don't run behind the horse. Don't. That was a law. That was like, it doesn't matter who you are. You could be a veteran knight, a knight. Do never go behind the horse, especially during procession. You know, you got people screaming, we're trying to break them in. You know, sometimes they're new and they don't like the sound. And he just said, but it was the loudest thing because it hit him in the head and then into the wall. It was unbelievable, dude. And I remember looking across and I looked down, I looked over at Jeremy and he looks at me and I'm like, oh man, that guy's gone, dude. That's gone. And then at the end of the night, we got to do pictures. You know, we're walking around with these Mandoubly swords, and I'm like, "Oh my God, what happened to your friend?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, he got knocked out pretty good. Yeah, you got to be careful." You know, we're not like, "Oh yeah, fucking fried him, dude." You know, we can't say that. You know what I
You
mean?
should wake up and never.
And I guarantee
Jeez.
you, somebody somewhere
Has
out
that
there-
video.
Yeah, because I've went back and watched old medieval times videos that they upload from the '90s, and I find myself all the time on there.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, look, it's me and Ralph, or it's me and Jeremy. You know, we're just fighting, we're screwing around. And I see that, and I'm like, someone's got that. There's got to be a video of that. Someone has it somewhere. They haven't uploaded it, but it's weird. I found Brittany riding an ostrich on YouTube. I found you doing.
I believe it.
You were riding some kind of. I don't know if it was square dancing on horses. I can't remember.
Probably.
You were doing
Yeah, we
something
did
where you
square
guys were going
dancing on
back and forth.
horses.
They're like, "Pum pito with a bodie," oh, whoa,
Yeah.
like that. And I'm like, "There's Brittany," and,
Yeah.
and then you guys did the thing. So every now and then you'll see that stuff from the past like come out, you know. But
If
I
you
want to
do
go. It's been
pirates,
30 years.
I have a
Jeff,
couple
30
of
fucking
pirates.
years. Yeah, what happens now? What happens
Yeah, there's
now?
you can find me very easily doing pirate shows on YouTube.
You know what? That's
I
really
actually
true, Matt.
enjoy that.
That's
I
really
actually
true.
enjoy those.
I actually go one further. I don't walk behind horses as a general rule because I'm either going to get kicked or shit on. Two things I do not want, you know.
Well, they
wow.
spook.
So
You
it was a
just
girl. She was having. She
Be
was
mindful.
having.
It was a
symptoms in
mom. It
her
was a
jaw
mother. Yeah, that was
at
the
the
roller
hotel.
that was on.
It was a sign of a heart attack. She was already having the issue. Yeah, man, dude, that's giving me anxiety right now. You know, every time
No,
you get a pain, you think,
that
"That's it,
wasn't
I'm
this.
dying."
That wasn't this
I
one.
feel
That was
something.
that was the Hulk. She's talking about when I worked there. That was
when
the
you
girl,
worked
the
there, I was
woman
about
on
to
the
say, oh
Hulk.
my god, I thought it was a
Not
dude.
this one. No. This one was the Hulk. She's talking about the Hulk incident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hulk and heart condition are like absolute contraindications to each other. You know, I mean, the way that Hulk was it shoot out at like 60 miles an hour or something like
Yeah.
that. At that
It goes.
tube. Yeah, and then it just flies. I mean, and it looks like you're gonna fly out of the tube and keep on going. It doesn't look
Yeah.
like you're gonna go downward. It's scary as hell. Which
Do you
I
remember,
love.
Jeff, when they put that in Final Destination?
The Hulk? Oh, the roller coaster thing?
The Hulk, remember? And,
Oh,
they, and
And
they
it
were
comes-
going, and the
and it
track was
comes
broken
off.
at the end, and it was they filmed it there, and they
I'll
used
have
the
to go
Hulk,
back and look at
and it
that.
went up like that, and it was like broken, and the coaster shot off like that, and it's Final Destination. I'm like, yeah, I'll never get on any of that shit. But
That's
it's
the
got to show
thing
you
that-
how strong the heart is. Look how many people ride that thing, Jeff.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, if you go there, like if you have a condition, you know, I mean, MVP or, you know, a heart condition at all, really, you know, you definitely should not go on any kind of ride that's jarring, fast, scary, because you're going to pump your blood pressure to the max. You know, your heart's going to be working overtime. And if you already have an underlying heart condition, it's acquaintance.
Yeah. I guess if you got to go, enjoying yourself on a roller coaster would be the way to do
yeah,
it. I mean, we get
I
ate
don't know.
by a bear, hit by a car, killed by somebody.
I've always hoped I'd have a massive coronary during sex. So
that'd be hard for the other person, though, Jeff. That'd be terrible for the other guy.
That'd be
With somebody else.
traumatizing.
That'd be bad for the other person, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's true. But you know, hey, you know, it is what it is.
Wake up! Wake up! They're gonna get up. They're gonna go make a sandwich, and they're gonna go, "Yeah, I'm pretty good." I
Oh,
did a good
geez.
thing."
Or you have a person that's like, my sex was so good I killed the man. Like to where
It's
they
true.
walk around with a really weird,
See?
demented takeaway
Yeah.
from it. Like I was
right.
so
No,
good.
I think they would get
was
up and
so
not even
good.
over, and he'd be like, "Oh, just push Jeff off."
Yeah,
Go
Yeah,
out and
they'd be
have a
like, "Oh, he
cigarette,"
fell
and they're
asleep."
Like, I worked that son of a bitch to death,
That's
and then
right.
later on, 6 hours later, he hasn't come out, and they touch him, he's cold.
Exactly.
What the fuck,
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah.
That's what it all
Manner of
sets in. They're
death
like,
was
Jesus
sex,
Christ.
cause was intense pleasure. Just
Oh God.
That's pretty
Horrible.
funny. Really, Thunder Mountain does that? Oh my gosh, dude, that's
And I've
crazy.
had the kidney stone once, and let me tell you,
Yes, Rachel, the trauma. Can you imagine, dude? It'd be awful.
yeah,
Especially if you didn't
especially,
realize it. You just
you
thought
know,
you were that good in bed, and then all of a sudden you got to get something to eat, and you're like, "Oh shit, I killed that son of a bitch." Then what do? You call the cops, and they're like, "It's been 6 hours, ma'am. This is premeditated." You're like, "So I just thought it was that good."
Yeah. You're
rigor
like, I had
mortis
no
stuff, I know.
idea.
Can you imagine the cops? I mean, he's been dead for 6 hours. Going to the coroner. What were you doing, ma'am? Were you fighting?
No.
Yeah, you did,
Yeah,
bro.
Sage, you're braver than me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, that's
It's
nice
sometimes
that
it's
you
like
came into the show.
you can't take it with you.
Nope.
No.
You know, you gotta live while you can. And if anything, it's shown us in the past year or so that life is fleeting. You got to live every day like it's your last, and not give a fuck about anything that doesn't pertain to you. Period.
It's true.
You know, just live, man. I try every day to get out and do something, even if it's a little thing. You
You
know.
should. You should, man, because you don't get tomorrow. I was saying that the other day. I was like trying to say, like, like we always I spend a lot of time in my life, obviously now of my age, Jeff, you're ahead of me, and so you understand funerals, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
you're like, man,
I've
we should be
lost a
spending more
lot.
time with these people, man. We should have did this, we should have that. Hey guys, let's make a pact. We're gonna make this happen. So for the next month, everybody stays in touch, and then that 60 days rolls around and we're all back to our own selfish people again. And I think
Yeah,
that there's something to be said about that. Like I think we need to
Hmm.
definitely, you know, really just push forward to that.
you know, Rachel, what you could do is just show them.
There you go, Rachel.
Be like,
Just
let
show
me
him.
show you how it
This is
happened.
what I was doing, and I just pushed him off.
Right? I guarantee no jail time. But
Right.
yeah, no,
I think
I during the pandemic, I lost like a dozen people I went to high school with. It was horrible, and it just like it makes you think about your own mortality
Yeah, you're
when your
like, you should
friends start
spend more
dropping
time.
dead. You know, it's
it
heavy dude.
also shows you, besides the mortality of it, it also shows you in those times who your real friends are, because it shouldn't like just diminish after a week or a month or whatever. Like it also starts to show you who the people that really matter are, even besides family, like in your life. Like you
Well,
you
when I
really
almost
realize
died in
it
the
after
hospital,
that.
Brittany, when I almost died in the hospital, you came through a
Don't
couple
you
times.
dare.
And then
I
about the third
couldn't come
week, whenever you
visit
came back
you.
again, you just
I couldn't
after I
visit
got
you if you
out, it was like, oh, you're
remember.
good now. All right, I'm gonna go back to my wealthy lifestyle and my
Yep.
big mansion, and you didn't
You're
even care.
so freaking full of
You
it.
used to come
It's
down all
not
the time.
even
You're like, oh,
okay.
he's all right. He survived.
Yeah, thank God, man. Knock wood.
So full of it.
Yeah,
So
I'm glad
So full
too,
of
and
it.
thank you for saying that, Jeff. I just mean that you know you get so close to it in there, you're like, wow, man, you take some shit for granted. But then
Yep.
I got to the point where I was so sick I didn't even fucking care. I'm like, just I'm ready to go.
take me now. Yeah, I was there one
And
time
that's terrible.
too.
You get to that level, you're not even scared. You're like, just do it, because
Yeah,
I just can't do this anymore. I cannot do this.
yeah. Once
But
you have to be
something
ventilated,
inside kept me going, I guess.
absolutely. You love your family and friends. That's what I say. The people that you leave behind. They're
Yep.
they're the ones who are going to have to mourn. Once you're dead, it just lights off, and it's the people that you leave behind that are going to have to think about you every day and see your pictures. And
That's true.
Exactly.
That's very true.
yes, ma'am. Skip no details. I'm just
That's to you, Troy.
I didn't have a huge birthday party. I went over to Jimmy's birthday party. Remember, that's the first party I attended. Thank you.
No, but I threw you a party at my house with surprise
I know,
guests
because you
and
were
a
too
video.
goddamn lazy to drive. Listen, I have a Mexican at the door. Hold on.
Oh my God. I know that Mexican well.
Yes, I do too. Have you been making wooden stick knives this week
hola,
with
señor.
your daughter?
¿Cómo está?
Yes, we have actually.
We were
have
talking about
Bienvenidos.
sticks last week, Jeff. Her daughter she was going to
Bienvenidos.
defend the tribe over there, and Marissa's like,
Oh
yeah,
my
she's
God.
carving this
Yes.
stick, and I said,
Yeah.
that's the Mexican in her making a wooden shank.
I guess Mexican is indigenous.
I'm gonna
yes.
stab somebody.
Yeah,
They
no,
are. Mexicans are indigenous, aren't they? They kind of bleed into Texas
Listen.
and up through California.
Well, Aztecs, Incas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So like when a person says they're Mexican, they are white and indigenous. That's what you are. But it's
Thank
just
you,
like
Matt. Come see me at Halloween.
she's a little like we're all mutts and stuff like that. But no, like Maya, like I said, but she looked gangster because she like, hi. She like had this wooden knife that she made out of a stick. And then she had a sling because she had her broken arm. But then she also had my like sippy cup. She had my sippy
visual.
cup. She was like with this
but I have a
knife.
question.
She was like ghetto. She was
Sage
awesome.
said hello to you, Marissa.
Oh, I know it's
necklace,
beautiful,
though.
and it
Yes,
matches
it's
her
nice.
earrings.
Turquoise. It's very Apache, very scalper. Listen,
Fanciful.
one of the
Oh
things that
my
was great.
god!
What? That's a scalper necklace, dude. Let me tell you something. When they were out there cutting them cowboys, when they were cutting up them cowboys, they had the big turquoise necklaces on, dude. They just had feathers. Listen, Marissa, you know what's cool about that? Little Bits Whiteside forgot that she was using a knife to make a wooden knife when she could have just carried the real knife with your sippy cup.
No.
Oh, she did it with her teeth.
She had another stick. A little stick, and then she was using that to make.
There's no white in there, Brittany. None whatsoever.
Like making.
She's making stick knives with sticks. God bless that child.
Yep. I did that when
She was proud to defend her friends, though. She was.
Yeah,
gonna...
my mom.
She's like, I'm gonna make a stick and stab somebody with it.
My mom was anti-fake guns in the house, like even water guns, anything that looked real. So I was a master of making the stick gun. You get one with a little, little handle on it.
Oh yeah, you run around with it. Yep. We had guns though. My parents were kind of sadists. We had like the 6-shooters, and you dress like a cowboy, and we'd all dress up. We'd have to take turns being the Indian though. We'd have to take turns.
Yeah, the dual 6-shooters with the plastic.
Yeah, dude, we would take turns. Like I would have like a stick with feathers on it, and I would like jump out of a tree, and my brother would be like, you shoot at me with the caps. Remember the caps, Jeff? You had a little roll of paper, and you roll your out like you're a cowboy. And then every now and then you had to play the Indian. Nobody wanted to be on the losing side, and that's not fair. I mean, really though. Hold on. No. When me and Jeff were coming up, Cowboys always beat Indians, dude, in the TV shows. So when you're a little kid, the Indians always lost. So that's not fair. Well, we were little kids. The Indians always lost.
Oh my God, those caps smelled so freaking good when they went off.
Yep, they were badass. Yeah, that gunpowder smell for sure.
Used to take
Marissa.
Take rocks.
Yeah, pop guns. Yes. Yep.
Yeah,
that's the way it was. Like
plastic ring ones that sucked.
Yeah, you that's what we did. So we just thought we were doing what John Wayne
I was
did.
just gonna mention that, Judy. When I was like 3 when you bought that for me. I have a picture standing out in the middle of an old ghost town.
For us when we were kids. It's
amazing. I had pink chaps with white fringe, a matching holster with two white and pink pistols with silver accents.
Yeah, back when I was a dancer.
I'm trying to.
That's right, man. A little bighorn.
Chaps.
That was like more like Magic Mike there, but
yes, Mom, that was the only. You know what I'm talking about. Stop trying to defend it.
Oh, hold on, because you're innate. You and Brett are innate, which is also known as Apache. But
we have Indian in us.
But let's not
somebody
forget,
messed around and kidnapped one and
innate. So we were the last native tribe standing against the U.S. Army. Like we continuously beat the U.S. Army until like the last.
Yeah. At the end, Marissa.
Yeah, a little big.
They lost.
Died. That's right.
Okay, they lost. So when you're a kid, you don't want to be the guy that's half naked losing. You want to be the badass cowboy. You want to be like Gunsmoke. Here they come again, those damn Apaches. And next thing you know, they're all shooting out the windows at them and they're all dead. And you're like, they saved the town. That's what I was trying to say. I wasn't saying I agreed with it. Now I'd probably be an Indian if I had to be anything. I'm just telling you what they brainwashed us. They told us Christopher Columbus was awesome and he had dinner with Indians. He raped them. And then he had dinner. I mean, they never told us the truth.
Yeah, the first Thanksgiving and all that stuff. It was like, it was a dinner party.
They painted that so beautifully for us.
But Brittany, we used to, you understand, in grade school, Brittany, in the 80s, in the early 80s, when we were in grade school, I know Mom will remember this. We had to do plays about that stuff at school.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I remember being in like 3rd grade doing a play, and they had the paint, and they would take whatever kid they could find, and they'd paint them with that reddish paint, and they'd put a thing on them. And now you do that, it's like you're doing red face, you're being an asshole. I mean, but that's what they used to do to us. They were like, well, there's no Indians around here. Paint up Michael. Michael, get over here. He's kind of tan.
Yeah,
or they pick a little Mexican kid and dress him like an Indian and make us look like crackers with the big fucking tall hat, and the buckle on your shoes. That's what they used to do to us.
Yeah.
Now we know better.
I was a pilgrim in school. I'm pretty sure.
So you were a pilgrim, but you're white though. You're like the undercover. You're like a toasted marshmallow, dude. So that's not
I'm
fair.
a toasted
You're
marshmallow.
like, she was
Sure.
white out the bag, and they just rolled her over a little bit of the fire, and then they threw off like,
Oh, the
she's,
Pilgrim stuff was
she's indigenous.
ridiculous.
Look, but she's white. Look at her. Look at her shirt. She looks like she should be at Starbucks tonight.
You guys,
Yes, I'll take the macchiato.
you guys are probably too young to
Ooh.
remember the bicentennial. Obviously, Brittany probably wasn't even born yet. 76.
No.
The bicentennial.
Yep, 1976. Our
Not
country's
76.
200th anniversary, and we had to dress up like Indians and pilgrims, and it was something.
That's why I always say,
See?
listen, if I repost a picture and Sasquatch is
cops
at
and
the
robbers.
first Thanksgiving meal, it was all made up anyway. So I'm just adding a little more fluff. That's
Yep,
why I'm like,
yep.
nope.
Yeah.
That's my
Sasquatch
take on it.
fucking maze.
Sasquatch was there. He was handing
See,
out
Rachel wanted to be
the
the
corn.
turkey.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I was in third grade, Sage. I think third grade, maybe. Yeah,
I was a year old, so I was here.
I was 8.
I was not here yet.
I was here.
Neither was I. We were twinkles in our family's eyes.
What year were you
Okay.
born, Troy?
You weren't even that. You were still a tadpole in a nutsack, Brittany. What's that?
I
Jeff?
was swimming around having a good time.
She's in
Oh.
there singing "Celebrate." I'm leaving soon.
Yeah.
I'm leaving,
That's right.
guys. I have
That's
to go.
right.
Sorry. Sorry. I'm taking Tammy Thompson.
The
I'm
world
taking
needs
this.
me.
She took all of her multiple personalities with her,
That's right. Peace out, bitches.
launched out the missile.
That's right.
But yeah, that's cool, Jeff. That's cool. Yeah, I don't remember that. My cousin would, man. He's what, 57? He would probably remember that.
I'm 57. Yeah, it's
Yeah, he was. Yeah, my cousin's 57.
yeah. I don't know why I remember that shit like it was yesterday.
Because
That
that's your
school might
kid.
not happen anymore.
You're a kid that, like, being what, 7 years old?
8.
How old is you're 8? How old is Finn, Brittany?
He's 8.
All right, and he remembers everything.
Well, he does.
I
Yeah.
remember when he went through all like the terrible leaders. Like he was Genghis Khan for a month, and he was Hitler.
Oh, we had to learn about them all, and you can
Or he
still
was
quiz them.
obsessed with Genghis Khan. Then he got obsessed with Hitler. I'm like, you can't be talking
Yeah.
about that
Yeah.
school guy. Like,
Yeah, you can't be
it's
walking
okay
around.
that you want to look, but I wouldn't walk around. I stopped drawing mustaches on me.
Dude, there's a lot of
He knew
educational shows right now,
Details
though,
about them. Yeah.
but there's a lot of educational shows. Troy, we had talked about this. They literally put Genghis Khan on this pedestal. Like Maya's showing me some of these
Well,
children
he was. Dude.
educational, and I'm sorry. Like, if you take a step back,
He was
yes,
savage, man.
he like
He
slaughtered.
he was bad fucking ass. So what do you
He
mean?
was a badass. Like I'm sorry.
He
was
when
probably
I found out that they used these units, that his soldiers would have these brass units, and they go into their the horse's vein, their own horse, and they had these units, and they would bleed and drink the blood to keep iron and protein in their body when they couldn't eat to survive.
then
And
they
all
ate
these
the
other
horses.
little wheat and grass eaters are like, oh, we have wheat and grass. And he wrote about how they were weak because they ate plants. And these guys would kill meat and sometimes even eat their enemies, I might add. And then they put the meat under the saddle and rode on it for hours to tenderize it and warm it up to feed.
People are tough.
I want to be on that side. I'm not
He
going to be down there
was-
cutting grass when Genghis comes through, all right? I'll be like,
He
I'm coming.
was
I'm
highly,
going with you, Genghis. I'm coming.
and he knew how to
Strategize.
strategize. Yes, everything.
And he
Like,
had no empathy whatsoever. Remember when his
Brilliant-
daughter
brilliant.
said, I want every child killed, and he killed every single baby in that area. Do you remember that?
I mean, that part is horrible.
monster?
He was worse.
Mhm.
He was worse than some of our later
Absolutely.
bad
he
people.
was.
Right? He was much
Yep.
worse, but they glorify him, but not others. Go figure.
But this
It's a
is
weird
what I'm
world we
talking
live in.
about, is that he is, in a sense, glorified, in a sense.
I think
Finn
it's
did
'cause it
not see
happened
that
so long
side.
ago.
Well, you could admire his military prowess without
Sure.
saying he's a good dude. You know,
No, absolutely. But this, you have to ask the question, does this mean in 500 years or even more, is
Yeah, me
Hitler
too.
going to be in that category? And some of these other
Probably.
dictators, other
Yeah,
horrible,
Matt, that's a good book.
because of what they did. Like, it's because if you went back in the day, people would be like, why are you glorifying Genghis Khan? He's like slaughtered all these people. He slaughtered children and this and that. But like, yet we are kind of glorifying him. We
how's
glorify
that, Jim?
in
He
his
also, what I thought
Mhm.
was cool, Marissa, is that he killed enough people that he lowered carbon dioxide
yes.
on the planet. He lowered carbon dioxide, dude.
Yeah, that dude killed more people.
So
than
you know, all the tree
smallpox.
huggers should be like, you know what? In the foot, in the, we got them now. We got people now that don't care about that would do that. So at the end
You're
of the
saying
day, man,
Genghis Khan was good for the environment.
exactly. There
Well,
you go, Jeff. Yeah.
what I think is fascinating is that he died during his final battle, like during the last part of the war, but he
'Cause he
had
was
a
old, Brittany.
stand-in. Well, and he had a disease that nobody knew that he had. Like he was dying of it. And he had a stand-in,
Yes.
and his like right-hand man, I don't remember what they called that particular person, but his right-hand man, he told him during the war, my enemies cannot know that I have died. Like you cannot let my enemies know that I'm dead, because then they'll have full advantage over this war. So he had to keep it secret, but the vow was that once they won the war, that his right-hand man would then have to take his own life, so that where he is buried and where his body is was forever hidden. But because he was afraid that they were going to find his body and put it on display and all this, that, and the other. So he died. They had a private burial, a burial that nobody knew about, just for the
Very
immediate
good, General.
family. And his right-hand man ended up taking his own life after the war, after they had won. And then members of his family that knew where he had died in honor of Khan took their own life. Like, so that every secret of where he was originally buried went to the grave. Like to this day, that's why they can't find his actual real burial or his body, because
That's
those
it. He
that
never
vowed
died.
to him.
He never died. He left the planet.
They should have weekend at
You know,
Burns.
I always think of the theory like when they have these leaders like that just disappear. Think about it.
That's
They
it.
just
General.
disappear.
Thank you, Matt.
They're gone. Like they just,
Yeah.
we've done what we had to do. All right, okay, and you just disappear. Like, oh, he's disappeared.
Like
Yeah.
Wasn't it Cochise? Isn't there one of the Native American warriors that just vanished and they have no idea where he's buried?
Yeah, he has a
Like
false
a real
burial
big one. I don't
too.
remember his name. I'd have to do a little
Yeah.
research or ask Marissa. But there's one. Was it
Yeah.
Geronimo? It was one of them,
It's
and they don't know where
Cochise.
he's at.
It's
Yeah,
it was
Cochise.
Cochise.
Even mom just said
Yeah.
it's Cochise.
Cochise.
They
I thought
have-
so. They never knew. He led he
Mhm.
fought for his people and led, and then he disappeared. So
And they have like a mock fake grave, but he's not there. That's not where
Yeah.
he's at. Like they don't know where he is. And they're like treasure hunter style people, like deep investigators that have been trying to locate these bodies archaeologically for decades. Like they
He
cannot
literally
find
could
them.
have died anywhere. You know, he could have
Yeah.
just died behind a bush somewhere. And
yeah, it just got
Not
ate up by
really.
animals.
I was gonna say eaten by animals, absolutely.
They don't have Hitler's body.
No,
He's another one. He's
no, they
another
have-
one. They do not have it confirmed that
they
they have
thought
his
that he
body.
survived in
Yeah,
South
but
America
mom's
until
body.
into his 90s.
Yeah. They still believe that. That is a theory
They
that
think
they
he
still
staged all that death. He used the
Argentina.
stand-in, set it on fire, and left. That's what they said.
Yeah.
They
And-
said they killed the woman though and the child that was in there, but not himself.
She killed herself apparently. Ava Braun
Right.
shot herself.
And then
And
they never found him.
But there's
No.
also the other theory that he used the Glock, like the last Nazi bell, to actually escape and get away. That's why you
I've read
can't,
that.
because there were two made, and they only have the one that was fractured because the red mercury being used at high amounts of too much ended up fracturing one of the bells. But the second bell has been missing ever since. They've never been able
You
to
know
find
what
it.
I
And
think's
there's
weird about
an
that?
odd
Brittany?
sound coming out of the Arctic that they've been tracking in the location that he used to visit, where he used to have a setup. So they
Yeah,
think it could be
interesting,
there.
isn't that? It's very weird.
Mhm.
So to me, I'm not, in our minds, the way we're indoctrinated as children, we shouldn't believe in any of that stuff. It's not real. That's only in movies, right? But we
Right.
really have no fucking clue what the hell that they're doing out there as far as like with UFOs,
No.
like all this stuff now that's surfacing about, Congress is talking about that these things are coming in out of the water now. They've been dealing with it since Jimmy Carter's incident, where Jimmy Carter's documented now, where he has a whole document about how he saw
Mhm.
what he saw, what he was communicating with. They got it all the way back to Richard Nixon. That
They actually
scene
kept
where that thing floated in the room, if you remember American Horror Story, and they went from the celebrities eating and drinking baby's blood to stay young, the second part of that last season went to black and white, and it was all about President Nixon, his right hand man, negotiating with these world, how they stopped the nuclear bombs at that time because they didn't want them blowing up good real estate. And she came into the room and she was like, she had her hands like this and she was like floating, and Nixon was sitting there with the whole crew, and she was looking at everybody she hated and their heads were blowing off. Do you remember that scene? And Nixon, he just
I
sat
never
there
saw
and
it.
she looked at him and she said, now something about we mean what we say. And then she like slowly backed out, and him and the like guy were like the last, and they just looked at each other, and it ended because there were theories of that. So they wrote it in there, and I'm like, Jesus, dude. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like the
there's been
American people are never gonna know that shit.
there's been documentation that was released over many, many years where Eisenhower had signed a treaty with certain beings that had already existed here for certain minerals. Another president had also signed the treaty. Kennedy denied to sign the treaty, apparently, or allegedly. So
What
these
happened
are
then?
claims that were coming out. So,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. So there was like a lot that came out, and it was more or less like you can continue to do your work here with the minerals that you need to sustain your life and what you're doing. And we'll just basically turn the cheek and not let anybody know. We'll just allow you to do what you've been doing for years before we even really evolved into what we are today with their evolved technologies. And because most of my studies is in the ocean and the water with USO activity and UFO, so unidentified submerged objects, so UFOs that live in the water in the oceans, it's been a very heavy debate, but most believe that they do exist. They have existed. They've lived on this planet long before we ever evolved into a more mature species on this planet.
Yeah,
was
like
that
the
they
movie The
live in our
Abyss.
oceans. Yeah. That's why, like they say, there's certain areas in the ocean we can't go to. We're not allowed to go to. That's why I've monitored different sounds from NOAA that they're still not able to 100% identify what it is. They have no explanation for it. There's like 3 still on record. They have no explanation for it. And where it's pinged is so far out in the middle of the ocean, and it makes no sense. It shouldn't exist. It shouldn't be there. And it's not a submarine. So it's really bizarre.
Crazy, isn't
The
it?
ocean is a mystery. We know more about space than we do our own ocean. I mean, if you think about it, 70%
Yeah, right,
is
Jeff.
still
I mean, we'd have
unexplored.
to be ignorant to think that there is another type of life form.
Of course,
that's
I was
bigger than
talking
us.
about that the other night. Arrogant,
Right.
and I mean, talk about the hubris it takes to think with all the planets, and
Very
all
cool,
the stars
Sage.
in the universe, that we're the only ones that can sustain any kind of life. It's just human hubris, man. We think way too
Yeah,
much.
there could have been something here, and they just let us live in harmony and leave us alone. You know,
Yep.
maybe they treat us like the Maganese. You know, the Maganese were not allowed to go to them. They don't want anybody near that island. That's been the same island. The same tribe has been on there for 10,000 years, incestually breeding for 10,000 years with no new DNA or nothing. They still look the same. They don't have 6 arms.
Don't even have
It wasn't true with the DNA though. There has been some DNA. That island has been closed off to the other indigenous populations in a sense fairly recently.
Oh, well, I was reading that it's the same bloodline for 10,000 years, and there haven't been any activity for the last 400.
So there have it was sometime in the 1900s. There was still, they allowed the local indigenous to come in, and then like from some of the other islands and in that area, and then they
Okay, well, there still has to be some sort of inbreeding going on
but
there.
no, of course, but they even just
I've been to Kentucky.
a little bit of new genetics here and there. It does help, but it does make you question when, you go into, I don't know, somewhere I would say in the US or just anywhere where it's like.
I know what you're trying to say.
What,
We're talking about West Virginia and stuff. I'm sorry, we all live out that way.
Yeah.
But like,
as the old saying goes, they don't have a family tree, they have a family wreath, and that's okay. To each their own.
Right.
We all have it.
I heard it was just a stump.
It was a stump.
Exactly.
Do you remember that movie, Jeff? It was like
Deliverance.
No, wait. No.
The Hills Have Eyes.
The Hills Have Eyes, the original.
Yes.
I love Hills Have Eyes, man. The guy from Weird Science are like
there
this.
was another movie that was similar to that. I can't remember the name, but remember they kept their mother in this drawer under the table. They kept their mother in this big, large drawer under the floor.
That was the Hills Have Eyes.
And they'd all go in and breed on mama, mama, and they'd make a baby, and then they would raise it, and then they would go and just kill. I mean, but let me tell you something. The first Hills Have Eyes, the very first Hills Have Eyes that was made in the 1970s was
scary
gruesome and realistic. I don't give a fuck. The second one was like, wow, that was sick. The first one, you're like, you really feel like you're in a documentary, and this is real shit. Like it's
technically
shaky camera.
You are in a documentary.
Yeah. But there have been places like that where they've gone and they found cars and luggage and things like that dumped in the woods in large volumes, and the people had never been seen again. So the story is not fake. Like there is that going on out there. Like you guys are more than welcome to research Onion Town. I told you about all that. That's
they've said that there are locations in the desert where these people have literally moved out there, like cannibalistic people, and they will flag down like passerbyers acting like they're looking for a hitched ride, and they'll just take an innocent one-person bystander, and literally you never see that person again. And all
And
they'll
we
find
have
is a
enough
car.
power. We have enough power to go out there and wipe that all out if we
So
want to, because
gross.
nobody
So
cares.
gross.
That's why.
Yeah, they're not hurting anybody.
They're just out there tracking.
They're not
down
going to
young
hurt
people
anybody.
herping.
They're hurting people off the
Hey,
road.
we need help.
People trying
And
to
the
eat.
guys that are herping. God.
You know, I was gonna say, you don't. The
So
biggest thing is you
horrible.
don't pick up hitchhikers in the middle of the desert, especially if you're by
Anywhere
yourself.
for my sake, anywhere. I ain't
No.
picking up nobody.
I would not.
Sorry,
no.
find your own way. I'm not, you aren't getting in my car. I know that situation. I've seen enough horror movies. I know how this goes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
When I drive, I keep the biscuit in my fucking left mat pocket, man. So it's always there if I need it. I have picked up the occasional hitchhiker here and there. You know, if they don't look like they're freaking insane.
Yeah. For me, I just
You
can't.
never know. You
People,
never know, though,
I just
Jeff.
don't want my car to
You
smell.
never know.
Just always there. Always.
It was
there.
funny because
Now,
John used
Flavio,
to,
he
he
picks
would be
up
like, I throw
hitchhikers
him in
and
the
he
trunk.
hitchhikes. So, I mean, there's that.
Why does Flavio hitchhike?
It's
He's got a
Flavio.
car.
I don't know. He does, dude. He does. He'll go
Not in
to
other
another country
countries,
and
though.
hitchhike.
Like, he's, you know, he just, that's crazy to
He
me.
hitchhiked
No.
all over Cuba. I mean, he just grows a beard and makes
I
himself
feel
smell
like
real
he
bad.
did
and he
it in
does it.
Belize. I
As
feel
long
like
as he speaks Spanish, you know, he can.
He
Look,
look,
remember, he
probably
just gets real
did,
hairy. He won't
Marissa.
shower. He'll
Probably
get really gross
did.
beard. He looks homeless, and then he just walks around.
yeah.
He does that.
No way.
He was scruffing
No.
out one
Hard
time when I was
balloons.
going to pick him up with Kurt, and he stepped out of these bushes to jump at Kurt, and I didn't even recognize him. He was so scruffed out,
freaking
like
flop.
just gross. Like his neck beard was overgrown on one side, and his hair was all fucked up, and he was dirty, and he had his shirt off and tucked into the side of his pants. And he comes out of this bush real quick, and he looks at Kurt, and Kurt like jumps sideways. We lost Brittany for a minute, and he jumped sideways, and I'm like, holy shit, that's Flavio. I had no idea. He's like, yeah, I was waiting to shave till you guys picked me up. I'm like, man, what the fuck?
Yeah, we used to hitchhike in the '80s pretty regularly. You know, when I was
Maybe a little different, I guess.
Cars.
I mean, it's still done down here to an extent, but most people now are not picking up people at nighttime because that's
Well,
when
that's interesting,
weird
Matt.
shit happens. But it's, I mean, even then, I really won't. I'll have people go in the bed of the truck, but like I won't put anyone inside the truck.
So Tara's telling us that her mom picked up a hitchhiker when she was 16, and when she got into the truck, he didn't have no pants.
Vice versa. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
And again,
that's
no.
flag.
No.
You know, hey, what is it they said in Jay and Silent Bob? You got to obey the rules of the road, man. It's the book.
The rules of the
The
road.
rules of the road.
Yeah, I know he would never. Kurt would not go in the jungle with it. He doesn't trust us. He made that very clear.
Yeah, no.
He's like, I'm not
Yeah,
doing that.
you know I would because I have no preservation, filter. So I followed Troy into some pretty murky places before.
Yeah, we've been in some pretty nasty spots.
Yeah,
I would go with Flavio. I would always go with Flavio because I'll be fine with that. Or Justin, we're getting out of there.
Yep.
Yeah,
I was
Jeff
gonna
and I
say,
have been in some
Flavio-
places where Marissa's pissed people were, and I didn't think we were getting out of there.
What?
Oh,
Where?
We crossed onto Sovereign Land by accident one time, running down the
Oh
road.
yeah.
Jeff and I were like, man. And they were like, there's no
Mississippi,
power in these places back there. And they were the natives, and they're like, oh, look at these.
They were
hallways.
mad dogging us. We had to get out,
dude.
and unlock the gate.
Like peeking outdoors like this, looking out the door with it half open. I'm like, man, they're coming.
Yeah, it was a little fish camp by Max Fish Camp in the Everglades.
Yep. And you just cross over on that Sovereign Land. That's a different rules out there.
I tried to engage them when I was unlocking the gate, and they're just like,
Yeah, they don't want to talk to you. Get out of here.
"Hi guys, you ever met a Jew before?"
Remember, there was like a weird bonfire party, Jeff, and there was a truck crashed into the canal upside down.
Oh yeah, that's the same night we saw that. That Jeep.
I was like, we need to not be back here, bro.
Yeah, there was a
They're,
Jeep.
having a good, they're burning
in
it.
the
Whoever
canal.
was driving that truck right now.
He was probably running away from those fucking crazy people.
I'm telling you, dude, it gets weird out
Wow.
there sometimes.
Yeah, that was a scary moment, and it was during the day. It was
That's
it
funny,
was
see.
dusk, I think. We had gotten kind of
Yeah, man, that's where it was.
trying to get that iguana in the tree that was an easy catch, and he fucking spooked it.
Yeah, I remember when we got back to the hotel and that Burmese python ripped the fucking shit out of him.
I got video of
Ripped
that
him up.
somewhere. I gotta find that. I got video
That
of
thing
that.
just attacked him like you would.
Had to take it
my
out of the
God.
bag. He took it out of the bag in the hotel, and the thing just lit him up.
I'm like, dude, I don't think you want
Oh
to do
my
that. It's
God.
wild, bro. That's a
Yeah,
wild one.
that's
It's
the
not going
same
to be
one who
very
caught that
nice.
caiman too with Justin. Well, Justin
Yep.
caught the caiman. He went dipping in a canal in the middle of the night outside. What is it? What county is
The
that?
jail
Broward
over there.
County
That
Prison. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
right on
It's
the way to.
that water's awful, but we've been in that a couple times, and that shit gets.
Yeah, I haven't
Oh
been
my
down there
God.
in a dog's age, man. I haven't been down there in so long.
Well, a lot of all the caimans have moved up. They're more north now.
Interesting.
People have handpicked that down there. You got your YouTubers always going out and just plucking everything out,
Yeah.
and I mean
Your
they've
rogue
overzoned it.
tegu
Which I
cat.
mean that helps the whole theory of these invasive species are ruining our land kind of there's that theory too. And I grew up in South Florida, so listen, I don't know how much I believe anything's ruining anything. I've also went to Belize and I saw the green iguanas living the same way that they live in Florida on seawalls. And those people have indigenous iguanas there and the similis, which are burrowers, and no
Yeah.
seawalls are collapsing. Children are being abducted by green iguanas. Green iguanas aren't raping dogs. I mean, just the
What?
stuff
What?
that I read. Oh, it's South Florida, man. I get when we do these shows, we get tourists. Okay. They never leave their house. Remember the society we're in. Everybody's like this. Oh, have you seen the new purple? So real life happens. They have no fucking idea. So whatever's said on that phone, it's real. It's real.
Yep, it's
So they'll come up to
100%
me and
real.
go, we heard that the iguanas are really big down there. And
Oh, and the python
sometimes
eat
they
people.
try to like breed with the dogs and they get these mutations and stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
listen, man,
What?
how old are you and how do you
Huh.
have children?
Like, how
Like,
idiotic
how do
you
you think that that's a thing? And then I get, hey, do you guys ever have any issues this far up? I have my kids here. Are they safe to go outside? Because we know there's these giant pythons and sometimes they eat kids in Florida. I'm like,
They eat people, they eat kids, they eat dogs. I mean, it's all bullshit.
I'm
You know,
like,
I mean,
no.
anybody.
God, I hate this fear of propaganda bullshit.
and this
Jeff
all
knows what I'm
goes
talking
back
about.
to
He was a python
education.
hunter for a long time. He had to hear it all too. I mean, it's
Yep,
stupid.
I still do. People are like, look, you didn't get eaten. I was like, I got eaten by mosquitoes.
Yeah, that's about it.
man.
That's the worst thing out there.
I'd rather get eaten by a python than have a bare face in
Freaking
April.
animal influencers. I blame them because
No,
they
it's
push
totally
false
dumb.
narratives, stupid
Some
bullshit,
of them do.
social
Yep, some
media.
of them do. Some of them
A
are
lot of
fake.
them do.
Okay.
Because it's all about their ego. It's all about the ego. It has nothing to do
Well, I
with the
just tell
animal. It has
them-
nothing to do with conservation or education. It has to do with their own ego. Because the majority of them are male, and they've got small little wee-wees, and this is the only way that they can actually like be a big
Oh, no, I'm
man.
not an animal
Is by
influencer.
being on the is being
Listen,
influencer and doing all this shit. And it's doing so much bad for those of us that are actually the boots on the ground in conservation. And I'm
It's a show, not an animal.
so
learn.
not. I would love if anyone is out there listening, please put me in contact with the real Tarzan because I actually want to show him what it's like to catch a crocodile in the field.
I was going to say a friend of mine called me who's a
Love
asking if I can get a hold of.
Let me take this
Mike
man out.
Holston to
Who?
help get him on the show. Mike, real Tarzan, Mike Holston.
Oh,
Well, we can get a
yeah.
hold of him. We can get a hold of him. He's
Oh no, I
not
told him
outreach.
Mike.
We know
I was
he's
like,
easy to get a
yeah,
hold of.
and I said, you're gonna, he's a showman. That's what he does. He takes, the pics that he thinks people are going to be like, it's all.
I mean, that's his thing. And that's his thing. And when even if I bring guests like that on the show, right? It's not me. I'm very biased to whatever, non-biased. I just try to let people talk. And I'm not in conservation, like Marissa would be. So she can have a legitimate, academic conversation with somebody. But that's not going to work because you're dealing with someone that makes a living doing these type of things. And a lot of it, though, looks stupid, but a lot of it's staged. A lot of it is staged, and it's staged to look even more intense because that's what they do. And there's clips in the way they add it, but then you got some people that take it as gospel, and then it gets really out of control.
Yeah,
I'm not condoning any type of negative behavior towards wildlife at all. I'm not saying that on the air. I'm just saying that sometimes things are controlled.
He's illustrating that it's okay to harass wildlife, that it's okay to possibly harm wildlife so you can get that good photo, you can get that good angle. And it's okay to break the laws that are protecting the wildlife that you say that you're protecting. But it's okay to break the laws because I'm an influencer.
Correct. But here's the problem.
Guys,
Here's who I blame. Then it's law enforcement's problem. You know why? Because they post it. And then no investigation's ever done for him to go, oh, it was a closed circuit.
Well, no, so
here's what we
Tarzan-
did. This wasn't real, but nobody does.
No, so in Australia, they are doing an investigation. If I remember correctly, last that I heard, he's not going to be allowed to be to go back into Australia or he will be put in federal jail. Now, I also know there's a guy named Donald Schultz. You guys can look him up. He started a show on Animal Planet about a year after Steve Irwin died, and he was trying to become the next Steve Irwin. He did the same thing. He went to Australia and did some illegal activity with wildlife, told the production company.
Can you say that name again?
David Schultz.
Oh, yeah.
Donald Schultz. I'm sorry, Donald Schultz.
I thought you were going to say Jeff Corwin. I was going to be like, oh, I figured that much.
Don't even get me started on Jeff Corwin.
This is a giant Chinese soft shell.
My own interaction with Jeff Corwin. So, anyways, but no, Donald Schultz.
Who
hasn't? And so, anyways, he did all this. So Donald Schultz did all this illegal stuff in Australia. They didn't find out until Animal Planet put out his series. But he was like, I'm a big TV star now. Like, I can do whatever I want. Australia said, if you ever step foot on our soil again, you will be in federal jail for about 10 years.
I don't know who this guy is. He's
They never went back. I can tell you that.
He never went back. He has not gone back.
You don't want to go to an Australian prison. That's
I gotta tell you this though, from my side of things, being on the other side of the film industry with network. Okay. A lot of times these networks force people to do stuff. They lie to the indigenous people there. Like, we'll give you this money, we'll do this for you, we'll do that for you. I mean, I have to be very careful what I say, but listen, there's some fucking shady shit that goes on that you'd be amazed. You'd just be absolutely amazed. Some stuff that me and Justin had found out about some things, we didn't even go on set. We're like, we're not doing this. And if we find out that this is done, I'm getting on an airplane and you all can fuck off. That they had to send a whole new fucking crew in because people were doing shady shit. Period. And they were the people I didn't like from the day one. I still don't like. I don't care that they follow me on my social media. I still don't like you. You know you are. And I think you're fake. And I think the bullshit you do is fake and you're a piece of shit. Now, there were some really good people that they finally got us that really turned the things around for us and really came up to it. First of all, I don't think we should be lying to the general public. That's my personal opinion. So we can spruce up facts and we can exaggerate and have some fun, but we ain't going to lie. That's not what we're going to do. And they're not the ones whose name's on it. We are. So then when something comes up, they're like, oh, well, yeah, Brittany, Troy and Justin and Charlie said, well, yeah. Some of the scripts I would get, I go, if you think I'm fucking doing any of this, you're all out of your fucking mind. I'm going back to my hotel room. I would do that to where they get mad at me. But listen, you're going to not do that. And you have to stand your ground. And maybe that will make it to where I won't ever work in that again. But I don't want to be a sellout. And the last thing I'm going to do is be a fake. I don't want to do that. Okay. Yep. Now, do we exaggerate things? We all exaggerate stuff. If I was filming something with Jeff catching a snake, we're going to exaggerate it, make it fun for the person who doesn't get to do it. But we're not going to lie.
No.
If you got on, Marissa, and you're talking about what you do for a living, right? And you're very plain, you're like, hi, I'm Dr. Marissa Tejas, and I work with crocodiles, and I help them in the environment. Do you think they're going to be like, oh my God, this girl's a fucking... But you're like, hey guys, and you're all sweaty, and you're full of dirt, and you got like crabs crawling out of your shirt, and a fucking spider in your hair. You're like, we got it. We got it. We're saving it now. It's got fishing line all over it. You're cutting the fishing line off, and the croc's thrashing. People are like, oh, but you really did that. That's different.
Yeah.
But if you didn't have excitement, nobody would want to watch a show. But there's a difference between fluff and being a moron. And then you got these up and comers. They'll have to take their shirt off all the time and be kind of sweaty, and they got to do stuff, little mini men that you said. And that to me is dumb. Like, I don't give a fuck, man. Like, why act like that? Like, really? Just if you're talented, you shouldn't have to be like that.
No.
If you're condescending and you're belittling to people that generally don't deserve it, like, you don't deserve doing it. You don't belong doing it. You're just a nobody with a problem. Like, your dad jerked you off in the bathroom one too many times, I guess. You need to fucking chill out, man. And I see it in this industry a lot. A lot. That's why I don't like to talk to anybody. When people go, hey, can I get some advice? No, that's okay. You should call this person. I don't even care. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to be involved. I don't want my name tied in because it's trash most of the time. 100%. It's trash. Jeff, man. You've been because you still breed snakes. You still deal with these fucking green tooth ass and Forrest Gallants and other fucking jack wagon.
There's a lot of them out there that are just terrible.
Thank you, Matthew.
That take risks and make us all look bad. And if you get bid on a video, especially by a hot,
yeah, that's right, Matt.
You make everybody look like a clown that
I love it,
keeps doing this for a living.
Yeah,
And
just because, it's just,
I mean, there's ways to
Mhm.
handle things and there's not. And if you're going to handle dangerously, don't fucking record it. You know, if it's like, don't get me wrong, I've free-handed my share of venomous snakes, but you know what? I don't do it on video. You know, I assume the risk myself. I don't share it with the world. I do it because, yeah, it gives me a thrill. What can I say? You know,
yeah, that's your thing.
it pumps my adrenaline to hold something that could kill me. You know,
I
every
understand that
woman I've
feeling.
ever dated and venomous snakes.
That's why people like to hug and hold women. I mean,
Oh, I
that's
got to ask Sage a question. Was that a Wall of Voodoo reference back up top there about the barbecued iguana? Need to know.
Iguana.
Iguana.
Yeah,
Right.
let me
That's
see if
one
I
of
can
my
go back to
favorite
that.
lines. That's a great
I think
song, by the way. Mexican Radio by Wall of Voodoo. If you haven't heard it, listen to it. It's from about 1980.
Here it is, right here. It's what he said right here. I still haven't tried barbecue iguana.
Yep. I wish it
But
wasn't.
yeah, I don't mean to be
too
like a dick about it, but you know, man, like you just get burnt out when you start getting old. I remember being young and having fun, and uh, when we were coming, a lot of these guys, they weren't even born yet. Okay, when we were working these things, they just weren't. They weren't even around. They just weren't around. So you got to imagine, I'm hanging out, we're doing stuff. Flavio's doing things 25 years before these fuckers even came out to the planet. So they're not reinventing the wheel. The only difference is they had a tool, which was a cell phone, so they could make videos.
They
And I'm
are.
okay with that. I support that. I think you should, if you can make a YouTube thing, I don't care who you are or if you don't like me or whatever, good for you. But if you want to make YouTube, you should do it. I'm for it 100%. You do whatever you want to do, but
I
then
mean,
don't be mad when you have to take the
hey, what's up,
responsibility
Ange?
for what you did. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Ange?
Like you look at somebody like Coyote Peterson, who goes on and says, "I'm going to get bit by these animals on the show. Here's a warning." Mostly insects, but if you watch,
Gila
you're
monsters.
going to see this. You know, so that shit. I mean, I'm not
Yeah,
necessarily.
that's what he's doing. When he let the alligator snapper bite him, I was like, that's impressive because I would have
Oh
never
man,
done that.
my favorite of his was when he had the Asian forest scorpion or whatever, not scorpion, the centipede, the
Centipede.
huge centipede with the big pinchers that are poison, bite him.
Oh,
And
man.
Coyote's insane. Sorry,
they
he's
have,
crazy
I've seen
for what he does.
Yeah, the
He's
what are
just
they
another
called? The
branch of
bull
one of those
ant,
guys from Jackass.
the velvet ants, and then some of the bees that they say are like on the top of the, what's that pain scale again called? Damn.
Yeah, you got me lost on
You're
that.
at the
I
very
remember
Yeah.
we let that Gila monster bite him.
Oh,
yeah.
If y'all didn't see
Lord.
that, look on when he let the Gila
I
monster
did
bite him.
not.
Look at the way when that thing got onto him, you would have thought he was struck by
He
lightning. Dog.
screams, man. He doesn't hold that shit back either. When he hurts, he lets you know he hurts. And I have a lot of respect for that he says, you know what, I'm stupid and I'm going to do all this shit by my own accord. I'm going to assume my own risks. And
Yeah.
if you don't want to watch it,
Yeah,
don't
man.
watch it. There's always a warning.
But
You
that
know?
was his thing. That was his niche.
Yep. And he was the king of it. He really was.
Was he the guy that faked the Bigfoot skull?
That was Cody. But Cody did that out of he had set up a documentary and that was a teaser to it. Like, what would happen if? Like, what happens if the world actually finds us? But how he released it stirred up so much anger in the Bigfoot community. And he only set out this little teaser and then he released the whole video. And I actually ended up liking his take on the whole video.
That's awesome.
Because it was a what if scenario if we really did find a body? How would the general public respond? Here are the pros and cons. Like, he actually did a really cool job on it. But people are like, oh, Coyote, blah, 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 blah. I was like, could have done a little bit better. But my question is, with Coyote versus Gallant, who did it first? Well, it was Cody, correct?
Coyote definitely did it first, I think. At least put it as a show where every YouTube video he got bit by a different animal.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, that was his whole thing. They would find the animal in the wild or the insect in the wild first, and then he would get bit. And I actually just looked up what was the worst bite he ever took, and it was from that giant desert centipede. And he was, it was the only time he was ever hospitalized for a bite. And then he said the second was the executioner wasp. Would you ever want to get stung by something called
Absolutely not, Jeff, but I will watch somebody do it.
No.
Oh, hell yeah.
You do this like with a guy named Rob Aliva?
No, I think that was a different show where there was two guys, right? and then one of them would get bit, and then they would compare the animal bites by number, like how much it hurt. Or
okay, yeah, that's what I'm looking at, because I know Rob from like way back in the day in the herp community when I was.
It was an okay show, but it wasn't as exciting as Coyote. He's like, here I am, I'm gonna get bit now. It's mostly on YouTube, and he had a show on one of the networks for a little while, but it was 90% YouTube.
I don't like it, Matt. I don't freaking like it. They're 40,000 years old, and they do not need to exist in this time. And they're bringing them back to life.
And they lived.
Two of them survived. Yep.
From being frozen 40,000 years.
40,000 years. They brought. It was between 35 to 40,000 years. They brought them out of the permafrost or whatever they were in up in. I think it was Russia.
Know what they have or what they
and
do.
They thought. Aliens. And the two of them actually started moving, working, coming back to life. Yeah.
Beneficial or non-beneficial?
Ooh, they're nematodes. Nematodes are tough sons of bitches, man.
I put nematodes
obviously 40,000 years in the ice and you come to life, I guess so.
Substrate.
The only thing that I had a problem with, like, you look at Coyote versus like Gallant. I bring up Gallant in this particular case
for
because
sure, Matt.
In this instance, he's done that whole like I got bit and I survived. It was the worst sting ever. And I was like, you didn't actually start this. Like, I remembered Coyotes and I remember just like flinching watching his videos. But he did one recently for Shark Week. And I was actually rather disgusted with Shark Week for showing it. I'm going to be 100% honest, because he literally forcefully put this, and I don't remember particularly what sea animal was it, but he had like a spike, which is a poisonous spike that comes out the back of the fish. And they capture this fish, which, by the way,
that was his show.
They can't breathe. So for 20 minutes, a fish will suffer. Okay. Just so people are understanding the actual how it affects. And he's like, I'm not putting this animal under any distress. Okay. Well, one, he's already in distress because now you have him out of the water so that you can jam your arm onto the back of this animal to understand the power of the sting. And he literally, with the back of this animal, and you can watch it, it's everywhere, jams his arm on this animal and you see it kind of like flinch. But again, he didn't put this animal in distress. Now, I don't remember Coyote ever doing anything stupid like that. And the fact that Shark Week special, where we're doing nothing but conservation efforts for sharks and the understanding of the ocean, you have this stupid guy. And I'm sorry, I don't care if you like him, don't like, I'm just being honest. It's stupid. And the fact that they aired that, and he's like, I didn't put this animal in any stress. I want everyone to know the animal's perfectly fine. You just jammed your arm on the back of this animal. He
doesn't care what you say.
Yeah, but it was public. Pissed me off. You should not have that during Shark Week educational week.
With animals with poison, what do they call it? Not quills, but the things that are in between their dorsal fins.
Yeah. That's basically what he did. It had the hook. It was up on the back out of the ocean, and he literally like takes his arm and he like jams it on the back of it in the show, and he's like, no, I'm gonna see how painful it is. I'm like, dude, oh my god, like you'll do anything for attention.
Yeah, you said Jason, like Jackass, Animal Planet, one show it is. As a matter of fact, that's a real thing. Look up the Wild Boys.
Oh yeah, it is. God,
the original getting bit by ants.
Chris Pontius and
all of them. Everybody was in that. Steve-O, they brought the whole crew in.
Yeah.
It's called Wild Boys, and you can actually find it, I think, on Netflix. It's either on Netflix or Paramount. You can find it.
The hardest.
It's called Wild Boys, and there's 6 seasons of that shit.
Bam Margera.
It's all the Jackass Crusade.
And who's the other one? Who's the one that died? Was that Pontius?
No,
he didn't die.
Ryan
Dunn.
Ryan Dunn.
It was Ryan Dunn and Chris Pontius were the main guys on that show, I think, and then it had Steve-O and Bam and Johnny Knoxville.
I only remember Steve-O and Chris Pontius on the whole thing.
Yes,
they made
Steve-O.
They made Steve-O. I think he had something dangling from him. Remember, he had to go butt naked across the alligator pit, dangling like food at his buttocks or something like that. And they were like jumping
up.
That
was down at the.
He's like, they're gonna get me.
He was ridiculous.
Yeah, but they also put hooks in him. He hooked his mouth, and then he filled his underwear up with shrimp, and they threw him in with the sharks, and they reeled him in by his mouth. Oh my God, Jeff! Dude, oh my God!
Nice.
And I met Steve-O a couple of times, and he was out of his fucking mind, dude. He's an insane human being. Like literally.
And now he's back. Now he's completely normal, and they say he sucks. I'm like, no, he's just he's not. He can't live like that anymore. He's you can't do that to your body.
My favorite was when Henry Rollins tattooed him in the back of his Hummer driving across the desert over all the bumps and shit. Look that up. Henry Rollins tattoos Steve-O in the back of his Hummer. Or
Oh
something.
yeah, when he's in the Jeep and he's like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
that,
and he
that
bounces up and
off-road
down.
tattooing. Yes.
I
now he has a
have to
giant
go.
penis
I have
tattooed
a
on his
crocodile
face.
situation. I gotta go. I have a crocodile situation.
Crocodile
go have Croc.
situation.
Go on,
I'm
Croc
sorry,
lady.
listen, that's sexy having a
Woo!
crocodile
The Croc
situation.
lady.
The
Get
crocodile
it done.
situation.
Get it done. Let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know. See you, Marissa.
Bye.
Yeah.
But anyways, we should probably wrap up. Anyways, it's a little bit past the hour. We've had a lot of people in. It's fun. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Everybody's
I
been
got
kind of
a joint
interacting
with
and
my
talking
name
shit.
on it.
I love
You
it.
have a
Yeah,
what?
me too. A joint.
Oh, I have a steak waiting for me.
Oh,
Like,
you
I'm
better
not
go.
hungry.
See, I'd
Nah,
like
it's
You better
fine.
go.
It's fine. I can
But-
reheat it. I'm not worried about
But
it.
yeah, we're definitely gonna
Yes, Matt, the
Cut out.
smiley face. It didn't look
the
anything like
Steve-O
a smiley
tattoo.
face at the end.
It was pretty cool, man.
His whole
Yeah, everybody's
was that his back tattoo he had done?
Yeah, this giant smiley face.
That was done on the road? Oh
Yeah, it
my
was not the one.
yeah, it was Henry
He
Rollins.
has himself on his back, doesn't he now, or something like that?
Yes, his whole self like
His
this. Like
whole-
he
yeah.
did like Rodney, and
Well,
I think didn't
probably.
he have like it's in the style of Rodney Dangerfield? I don't get no respect.
Yeah, it's his whole face.
He also
like,
tattooed a giant penis on the side of his head with the ball sack right here and the penis shooting stuff across. He has that right now.
Oh my
He's
god!
crazy,
Let me
man.
see what this tattoo looks like here. Wait.
He's
Oh, yeah.
insane.
Oh, it was on his arm. It wasn't on his back. Yeah, but
Shoulder,
this
right?
is what it
Matthew
looked
said it
like
was in
when it was done. If you could wait, let me see.
Let
if
it focus. We'll let it focus in a little bit. It will in a second. Your camera should.
maybe if I put it
I can't
closer.
see it really.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Not too bad. Oh well.
Yeah, it's
look
like
it up.
the screen
It
does
literally
that
looks like
sometimes.
a big blob of nothingness.
Yeah, it's just insane, dude. That's crazy stuff.
You know what was the worst? I don't know if you remember that on Jackass they had the nut cup challenge for a whole show, and if people were wearing cups and taking shots in the balls with cups on, and
Oh yeah,
getting hit with hammers and baseball bats and the
Bowling
nuts.
Knoxville did it sometimes without any protection.
Bam Margera had ophidiophobia, and they would always wait till he was sleeping and
Yes.
throw pythons on him and lock him in the van with pythons.
Yeah.
It was
Tell him
bad.
to get stuff.
A lot of those
and
guys
they
had some
just-
problems. A lot of those guys had some problems, man. After that,
Yeah, the nut
they were
cup
like,
test. That's right.
Mhm.
Oh my god, that shit was hilarious, dude.
do you remember when they put all the steak on the guy and left him in a room with the bear?
Oh
And
yeah.
they got scared, like, oh, we got to get him. It's getting out of control. And then in Wild Boys, before I
they
let
had
you go,
crab
Steve-O
or
and Chris
lobster.
Pointis strapped chicken to themselves in the desert, in the Serengeti Desert or whatever, with the lions, and got hammocks, and the lions were jumping on them. Then they dressed like a zebra and ran through a whole pride of lions. And the lions jumped on them, Jeff, and were like hooked. They were like they were trying to stop the whole thing. Those wild lions, you got to see it. They're insane. Insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they
But
did some-
anyways,
Mm-mm.
Jeff, get your joint. We'll go make some stuff, whatever. Brittany, have your steak, and we appreciate everybody coming out
Dinner.
tonight and talking with us. We thank you guys for chiming in. It's been a great show. We had a good time. Thanks for coming on, and
Yeah.
we look forward to seeing you next week. We'll keep it going, and I'll be out of town from the 28th to the 4th, so probably won't be doing something unless we all get together and we do a pre-record. We'll just let it release that night for everybody. We can do something kind of cool.
28th.
I was gonna
I'm
say I
gone
have
from
to
the
do it
28th
at
next
work.
Saturday, a week from this Saturday till the 4th of October. What's that, Jeff?
Oh, a week from this Saturday. Next week I'm not gonna be around.
okay.
But the week after that I'm free.
So then one day maybe I'll just get we'll do like a pre-record. We'll have something on there so we can release. So there's some of the show. We just won't be able to interact with our people like we like to do live, because I like to do it live, but it is what it is.
All right, I'll give you all an
But it's
LL
good
Cool J salute.
times. Good times. All right, y'all. Well, you'll have a good night. Brittany, enjoy your steak. Thanks for coming out, everybody. We're going to
Thank
go ahead and
you.